everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Lottie. Everything here is made with a Lottie love. Today I am spreading love, gratitude, peace, kindness, whatever you like. Today I'm going to show you how to make these really cute, adorable little matchbox cards, I guess, but these are to give to people who need a little bit of love, kindness, support, and they can just slip into somebody's bag, purse, whatever, and you can just send them a little reminder that they are loved, strong, the boss, brave, kind, amazing. Now, the reason I've put a mirror in these is because of as some of you know, I work in mental health, so something I promote when I'm working with some clients is you can hear how self-negative they are. Things like, I'm an idiot, I don't deserve happiness, I should do this, I should do that, but nobody that I know, and that's a good thing, nobody that I know would say negative things to somebody else. Say your friend said, oh, I'm really struggling, it's all my fault, I can't do this, I don't deserve this, that, the other. You wouldn't say, yeah, you're an idiot, or yeah, it's all your fault, you should have done 100 different things. What you would tend to say is, but you're trying, or don't be so hard on yourself, think kindly of yourself, you're lovely, you're so sweet. So the idea of the mirror is that someone will reflect what they say to other people to themselves. So again, this is all part of the interventions I do with people with mental health. So this one, and I've made it into a little notebook. Then you've got this little mirror, and it's also a way for somebody to kind of have it in their purse. If they want to top up their lipstick or check their eye makeup or whatever it is, they can grab this from their purse and just remember that they are loved, or they are family. That can be for your friend. You are family, you are amazing, things like that. So that was this one. This one, I have a little pocket here which has, if I can get it out, another little notebook queen, and you could write all of your lovely thoughts and messages onto there for them, or just leave that blank for them to fill in lovely things about themselves, or remind themselves of something good that they've done that day. Just little things like that, and these are so cute. They can just slip onto into a purse or a bag, like I say. This one, you can see I've been using my own handwriting for this one. Be proud of who you are, and I have put a magnet here as well for a closure. You have come so far. You are successful, loved, capable, beautiful, lovable, kind, sexy, caring, admirable, soulful, abundant, courageous. And in here there's little, if you were journaling, they're little note spots, little note cards. So on the front you've got, you are inspiring, you are blessed, and then on the back you've got something for them to write on. Now this is the perfect size to have as a thing for your journal. So you can see I've got a bigger mirror there, and there's more tuck spot note cards there, and on this one I have put a invisible paper clip so that you can clip that into your journal. This one, again, it's just, you're beautiful, gorgeous, capable, with love. And in here I've done what I did with the other one, which is you're loved, beautiful, kind, appreciated, fabulous, inspiring, things like that. Just lovely things to remind people that they are amazing, because there's too many negatives. There's too much negativity going around. And then here we are. You are my favorite person. You are the best. You're sweet like candy. You are special, so special. Beautiful. Again, the big mirror for this one. The sweetest. I haven't made this into anything other than a flip out for a purse. And these are really simple, really easy to make, but the idea came from, if you remember, I made an affirmation journal. I'll link the video for that below if you would like to see that. But this I have made, so I stuck a belly band in the front here, and then I wanted something to go in there, so I have made a little notebook. And that won't be in this tutorial, but I will remake this one, because this is the one that my memory card decided it was going to fail on, so this I will have to record again. But yeah, so again, you are, and I've got some lovely little butterflies and dragonflies going on around here. The strongest person I know. And I had my Cricut write these sentiments, but again, you've seen you can use the embossing Dymo for that one, and I bought some different colour silver tape for that one. Or you can obviously just write for if this is a gift for someone. So, you know, Mother's Day is coming up on Sunday, so maybe that's a good idea for your mum. We'll see. So the strongest person I know, and here is just a notebook, a journal inside a journal, and then I have all of my lovely sayings around here with the big mirror, and then in here I've got a little tuck spot. In the end, we are nothing more than loved and stardust. I love that. And I've got a pocket here, which I haven't got anything in here just yet. And then on the back, you've got this and another tuck spot at the back, or pocket even. It doesn't have to be a tuck spot. And that, the sky's the limit kind of note card. So yeah, so that's where my idea came from. I wanted something that I could just pull out when I'm doing my affirmations, or if I need to remind myself of something good, because, you know, when you're doing things like interviews, you kind of second guess yourself. I've had a history of stuff where, you know, I believe negative things about myself, and at the end of the day, you have to remind yourself that you are great. And things like when I struggle as a mum sometimes, you know, 3-year-old, she screams sometimes, has tantrums, and I think, oh, I'm such a rubbish mum. It's not true. I need to look at myself and go, actually, let's look at the facts here. What's good? What's, you know, what needs fixing here? And it tends to be your negative mindset needs fixing. So this is all part of it. So that is my journal in a journal for the front, and I've just got little things here. And again, these will all be future videos. But I did go a little bit mad, so I was thinking, how can I make this into something else? So this is now a little insert for somebody's purse, which is bigger obviously than this. This can be just thrown into somebody's purse, but this is a little bit bigger, so I made it into like a kind of a wallet thing. You wouldn't use this for everyday use, that's for sure, because it's a card, but it's got little spaces for anything really. You could put cards in there, but I wouldn't recommend that. And so that again was used, I used my Dymo for that. This one is just another journal kind of with, I've used my Easter egg dyed papers in here, and I just, yeah, put a little belly band on the back here as well. And then I did, yes, one more, magnetic closure, tuck spot, tuck spot, tuck spot, mirror, all of the lovely words and sayings here, and another flip notebook just here to go on the back. So those are my ideas for sharing love, kindness, and just some really happy thoughts for somebody, because like I say, we all need a little tenderness every now and again. A little tenderness. So these are what I'm going to show you today. If you want any of those as tutorials, I can do them, but the journal inside the journal will be another video that I know I will be remaking, just because I love that one. So these are the ones we're going to do today. So let's get crafting. So I'm going to bring in my cutting board here, and I am going to cut this widthways to 2 1/4. And as much as I love these beautiful spring flowers, they're in my way. So let's try again. So 2 1/4, cut all the way across, and then you can make as many as you like from this. That one strip is going to make one of those, so you could make multiple ones for multiple people if you wanted. So I'm just going to quickly see how many it makes. So that's made 5. So you can make 5 people very happy, or you can make 4 people very happy, and remind yourself about self-love and self-care and self-kindness. So 5 of those. Then you want some coloured paper, any paper. So I'm going to cut this lengthways, and I am going to cut it at just under 2 1/4, so 2 inches and 1/8. And again, cut 5 pretty papers. And now with your strip of card, white card, you are going to score 2 1/4, 4 1/2, 6 3/4, and you are then just going to fold one side up, burnish that down, excuse me, burnish that down, then the other one, and then you're going to fold that over, burnish that down, and you have your little card. Now you might need to readjust some things, because card scoring isn't always perfect. So so it lays flat then. So it's just a little matchbox kind of design. So 2 1/4, 4 1/2, 6 3/4, done. 1/4, 4 1/2, 6 3/4. Done. And then you are going to bring in your cutter again and trim your paper to just under again, so it's 2 1/8. And do that with all your papers. And then you are just going to choose your layout. So I want a flower on the front, so obviously that's going to need trimming down. Then it doesn't matter what's on the inside of there. This one's going to be visible on the inside. I'm saying that because these are double-sided, so that could go there. I want that to be on the front, do I? No, I want this and this one on the front. Okay, and now you're going to either glue, or what I'm going to do is use double-sided tape for this one. And just to say, just before you decide to stick it down, for these ones I had used Distress ink around the edges, so I used Vintage Photo with my blending brush, and just edged all of the papers with that. And I do like it, so I am going to stick to that. So before I stick it down, I'm just going to get my blending tool and just distress the edges lightly. I like it. It's not everyone's taste, but on ones like this, if I can show that, I just think it looks just really nice and just adds that little bit of extra something. So that's what I'll do. I'll keep, I don't think it's going to show up very well on this one. It does. It defines the edge, I promise you. So I'm just going to keep doing this and I'll come back. So first one is going to go on the front panel, and you can trim it down to whatever length you need it to be. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, I'm just going to trim that down. So I've still got the white border. So I'm going to make it by the other ones so that you can see how I did each one. So this one, I didn't trim the top, and I had this the other way around, so that was inside. So it flips open this way. That's where your magnet goes at the top there. Bring that down. This is where you stick your mirror, and that's where you have your extra flaps, and that's with nothing extra on it, so no note cards, no anything else. You just stick your sentiments in like that, and that's as easy as it is. Just stick your papers wherever you want them to go onto that one, and that is a very simple flip open one. This one is, again, I didn't trim this top one. The top sentiment goes on the top here. You would then stick your magnet there, stick your paper here and your mirror wherever, the big mirror if you want, but I loved the key so much that I thought I'd just put a little one there. And then this is your pocket, so you would fold this up and glue this down here, but prior to that I cut out some sides on that top piece so that it shows that it's a pocket there, like that. So once the paper's stuck down on top, that's when you would do that. And then any scraps that you have left, because you're not covering the inside two pieces with anything, so you might have some spare card. So I just folded one strip over into three. So this piece was bigger than, yeah, this was just a piece of scrap that I had left over. So I folded this over, and then I just made, this is just printer paper which I cut into a strip. I backed it with a strip of card that was left over as well, and then I just wrote my sentiments on there, distressed the edges and folded that back up into there, stuck a front cover on that said pull, and that's that done, and that just sits nicely in there. Then for this one, I cut, when I cut the circle, so I'll show you this. So if I was going to cut this piece of card, I took my circle punch and I cut a full circle from the middle there. I then stuck it around that mirror. Anything I use in this tutorial is linked in the description below. And then with the circle I punched out, I then stuck that on the front and made that into the closure with magnet on the bottom and a magnet on the front here. So again, if we're looking at this, it wasn't trimmed down, but it can be trimmed down because it's sticking the circle on. There is your that's that part. So then the mirror goes here, and then these two, instead of covering them fully, I cut it down, trimmed it down by about 2 1/4, so I trimmed it down by 3/4, and then I cut again with using my hole punch, a circle. You don't need a hole punch for that, you can just cut a circle or semicircle out of there, and made that. And then with any extras, I think from the cut off, no, it wasn't quite, I then just cut into strips that fit inside the pocket, rounded off the corners, distressed the edges, and that was that done as well. And the hidden paper clip is just double-sided tape paper clip on the inside there, and it just would slot onto a page in your journal, just like so. And then, so this one, again, I didn't trim this one. I folded this in half. To make this little closure capture here, I'm going to call it. So I folded that in half, and I had the elastic, I stuck the elastic inside that folded part, glued that, stuck that down with double-sided tape, and then on this section here I stuck some papers down, just glued the top of that together and stuck that on there, stuck the mirror down here, sentiment, and there is nothing, no extra pockets or anything on that part, so that was just 2 pieces of paper there. And then when you close this one up, you put the folded part inside, and then you hook the elastic over the top, and that actually made a very nice, pleasant closure. I really like that one. And then the last one is this one, which I've got to say is my favourite. I love the butterfly right on the front there. It was a complete accident, but love it. So again, the front was not trimmed. Open up, magnet on the top there, open up, and then this one is just one-sided pocket, so you would glue across the top here and to the side here, cut a semicircle out of the top piece here and stick that down, and then inside here again any leftover scraps, and again it just so happened that the butterfly worked out to be right on the front there, and I again zigzag folded some paper and just stuck that in. Really simple, really easy. I hope that makes sense. And so if none of that did make sense and you want a like step-by-step tutorial or breakdown of these things, then please do let me know. I'll make them different. I'll make them for different occasions, that kind of thing, but these can be just for anything and everything. Just a nice little gift for somebody who needs a little bit of love, a little bit of care. So I hope you've enjoyed this today. Again, if you need me to break anything down, just put that in the comment box. Let me know what you need, what you want, and I will happily oblige when I get the time. Just remember, I am a full-time working mum. I have a lot of things that I'm planning on doing, wanting to do. If I was a full-time crafter, this would be my life. I literally would just do this all the time, but sadly life gets in the way. So I will post as often as I can, as as many things that I can get done as I will, but I will prioritize those that want something specific from me. Again, I am so grateful for everybody for watching me, for joining me. You have so many options, and you could watch the Posh Paper Lady all day and be very happy, and I'm very grateful that you've come to join me for this one. So yes, if you liked this, please like, subscribe if you aren't a member of my channel already, and I would love a comment, and if it was just a little motivational, you've got this girl kind of comment, I would love that, because again, I am all about positivity, as I know Sherry is, and that's why I think I love her. Thank you all so much. I'm sending this with a Lottie love, and as always, I'll see you soon.